Welcome to our December 20th live session. Hope that you're doing well. I'm just trying to adjust myself here. Good. So, hopefully everyone's got a few minutes here to relax. Just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. Hi, Trudy. How are you? Shelly, hello, hello. Wonderful. So, let me know in the comments how you're feeling as we come closer to Christmas. Hi, Drea. How are you? Oh, if you're on Instagram, it's paused because of a connection issue. Hopefully that's back. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, good. So let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling as we get closer. Oh, wonderful. Now, the person who said waiting for my client to jump on a Zoom and happy to catch you, it just says Facebook user. So I'm not sure who that is. Let me just see. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't show me the name, but anyways, I'm glad that you're here. Good. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Good to see you. Jessica. Wonderful. Oh, hi, Erica. How are you? Is it my Erica? I I thought so. Yay, I'm glad that you're here. Oh, you were sad about when you thought you missed me yesterday. Oh, yes. Yeah, this week has been a little bit nuts. So I am glad to be here today. I actually had an appointment at the lab to get some blood work done earlier this morning. I had plenty of time, so I thought. And then I don't know if they're understaffed, something happened, but even though my appointment was at 9:40, I didn't actually get in and get my blood work and all that stuff done until like 10:40. So I just rushed back home. And of course you have to fast, so I didn't eat anything. I'm gonna have my coffee now, if you guys don't mind. And then I'll feel, I think, more like myself. But yes, I'm glad that you could join today, Drea. Wonderful. So for today, I thought we would probably do a little bit of a healing meditation just to allow for some peace and some stillness. And also, I can answer some questions if you've got questions that you'd like to ask that might benefit everybody who's participating. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? And then we'll see how things go. I might have some time for pulling some cards or perhaps a little bit of a reading or two. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But before that, tell me your favorite Christmas movies. I'm always curious to know. I've got a few. I couldn't decide on just one if I had to. And then, oh, I did have a little exercise I thought we could do as well, like an intuitive exercise to try. That would be fun. And if you haven't seen yet, I did put on Instagram and Facebook. Hi, Melanie. Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone is a classic. The holiday, I love to. I just want to live in the cottage in the holiday, and then I also want to live in that house, that Cameron Diaz's house as well. I like both of them. I can't remember what I was saying. I was talking about, oh yes, if you haven't seen, I'll put on Instagram and on Facebook that I'm doing a giveaway for a free one-on-one reading. Will be booked in February. So if you haven't yet, you can comment on that, share it, and then you're entered. So that would be fantastic. And if you already have one booked, for January, February, or March, you obviously I would refund you if you win, and that would be all good. And you would get it for free. So I'm looking forward to giving that away. Desiree says the Grinch always be your favorite. Yeah, Grinch is amazing. So which version though? The original? I love the original cartoon. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Treya. Good. All right. So Home Alone, The Holiday, The Grinch. Yes, the original. Awesome. I watched Miracle. What is it? Miracle on. Why do I want to say 34th Street? What is it called? Anyways, I hadn't seen the 1994 version before, but Chrissy um, told me to watch that version, and it was great. It was so good. You love them all. Yeah. I never was into the like Hallmark ones before. Um, I don't know. But then I started last Christmas watching them, and now I find that I am. I do like them. They're cute. I think it's just also like the style of them. It's just so beautiful and it's so quaint and it's always like so cozy looking. Like you would just want to live in one of those Hallmark movies. Yeah, they're quite. I find they're quite comforting. I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I think that one is so good, so funny and classic. Hi, Jen. Merry Christmas to you too, and to your family. Ah, thank you. No, it's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure to read for you over the years. Definitely. Okay, someone's saying Harry Potter, Grinch with Jim Carrey, Elf. Oh, Elf is hilarious. You gotta love Elf. Christmas with the Cranks and Home Alone. Love Actually. I love Love Actually as well. I've seen them all so many times. The Family Man. Anybody see that one with Nicolas Cage? I find that one's like a really, really lovely one as well. Taya Leone. Uncle Buck. Oh, I haven't seen Uncle Buck in so long. I should watch that. Hallmark, you record all of them. Yeah, that's awesome. I went with my friend at the beginning of December to what is it called? It's in Langley, and they had like the movie set for the Hallmark movies, and we got to look around there, and it was beautiful. Just oh, I'm glad. Saw a post that should have the Grinch and Cat in the Hat do a movie together. Yeah, that would be good. Oh, Martini Town. Yeah, that's what it is. But it was beautiful. Yeah, it was great. It was really fun. Good way to get sort of into the Christmas spirit. All right. So if you guys are able, obviously some of you might not be able to. Oh, that's what it is. Yes, Merry and Bright Martini Town. I also saw another one that is something about Mount Lehman. I think it's in Abbotsford, where you can go and do a tour of the inside the houses, like the ones that are used in like the Christmas movies. And I would be so into that because I love looking inside people's houses. Like when I was a kid and I would be driving anywhere, I used to have to go to Richmond back and forth quite a bit. And I would always just look at the houses and just like imagine like, oh, I wonder what it looks like inside. And I love seeing how people decorate and different people's like ideas for decor. So I'm nosy enough that going inside for a tour of the houses would be amazing. Oh, really? I wonder if it's still happening. Country Christmas album. Thanks, Liz. The Mount Lehman one is, yeah, I wonder if it's still on. I'd love to check it out. That'd be cool. Hi Megan, how are you? All right. So yeah, if you're able, let's settle in for a short meditation. If not, if you're not able, if you're driving or whatever, oh, hopefully you're not watching if you're driving. But if you're not able, no worries. But just close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in and allow yourself just this moment, this time to relax and just find some peace, find some stillness. Allowing the rest of the tasks on your list to just fall to the wayside for the next few minutes, knowing that you can come back to everything. Finding a gentle stillness, allowing the physical body to just relax, allowing your logical, analytical mind to just take a little rest, breathing in gently to allow the soul to rise up. Focusing on the energy of your heart, allowing your heart to expand with each breath that you take, emanating this beautiful golden sparkly light, sending it out and up into the atmosphere around you, beautifying the space that you're sitting in, your home, your neighborhood, the area around you, extending into your community, out and up, extending into your country, until eventually that beautiful light expands and extends and creates a beautiful cocoon of healing light around the world. Feeling peace within your own heart and extending that peace everywhere, knowing there is no limit to the healing and the love. So you might take a moment or two here to set an intention for the rest of your day, what you intend to give, and perhaps what you would like to feel and experience for yourself. As you do so, begin to become aware of those that guide you as they come closer and closer, feeling that love and that connection with not only your guides, your angels, but also your loved ones in spirit, your family and friends. Noticing how intense and how beautiful that feeling is. And just taking your mind from your everyday awareness, everyday consciousness, and moving it towards spirit. How simple that can be, and yet how powerful that really is. So taking a nice deep breath in, holding it, and then releasing it through the mouth. One more time. Breathing in, holding it, and then releasing through the mouth. Beautiful. All right, so you can begin to bring yourself back and let me know in the comments how that felt, anything that you noticed, anything that you saw, heard, experienced. Hi, Rosa. How are you? Oh, you missed it. Okay, next time. Next time. Loved it. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad. Calming and tingles. Yeah, the tingles are a good indication that you're connecting. So that's wonderful. Felt great. Can't shut your mind off these days. Yeah, it's definitely a practice. It takes some time. And I think the times when we feel like we can't shut our mind off, that's probably the times we need it the most. But I totally get it. Centering, good. You're very welcome. A little bird chirping next to me. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Feels connected likely to a woman in spirit, like a little elderly lady. Whining, trying to feel my soul. Does everyone have a soul? Yep. Yep, we all have a soul. Hmm. Leanne, where was the heaviness? Like in your chest? You were able to stay focused and your words were okay, good, good. That's awesome. You're welcome. Grounded. Okay, great. Yeah. So sometimes, Leanne, when you're making a connection with spirit in particular, you can sort of feel like this heaviness in the chest. And it's like an indication that they're with you, that they're working with you. If it's heavy and a little bit bothering you, you can just say to spirit, oh, okay, I feel that heaviness in my chest. Could you lift it up? Could you like ease up on the intensity? And they will immediately do that. It's never a bad thing. It's never like they're doing it to like harm you or make you feel uncomfortable, but it's an indication that they're there. And so they're always gauging, like how that feels for us. So just to tell them, you can do that in your mind, or you could also just speak the words out loud. Sure, Suki, it'll automatically post to whatever platform you're watching it on, so you'll be able to look at it after. The other thing is, if you like the meditations, I do have well, not quite a few. I have some posted on my YouTube. So you can look there for some of them. And then also on my website, melissawhitemedium.com, on the gifts page, there's a bunch of resources there. And I've got some of my meditations that are recorded with music in the background. So you might like those as well. So definitely check those out. Yeah, no problem, Leanne. All right, good. So before we head into this little intuitive exercise, does anyone have a question they want to ask about mediumship, working with spirit, psychic phenomena, um, the work that I'm doing, general questions that would benefit everyone, really? So not like when is your soulmate arriving in your life or anything like that? Yeah, no problem, Suki. You felt your grandma with you. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Christina. That's great. Wonderful. And it goes to show it's I mean, I would say it's quite simple, perhaps not always easy, but it is very simple. Our intention is so powerful, right? Okay. So at this point, not answering questions that are specific to you, more general questions that would benefit everyone. How do you connect with spirit? Do you see them or hear them? I see them, I hear them, I feel them. I use all of my senses. I would say it it varies, but the feeling, so the clairsentient feeling of just feeling the emotion that they're offering, feeling what their personality is like, feeling the connection and the relationship between the spirit and the person that I'm reading for. And I do hear them. And oftentimes when I'm hearing them, it is in their own like voice and in the tone of voice that they use their or they used in life, they still use in spirit. Their accent comes through, like I can hear all of those things. And then when I see them, I don't always see them with my physical eyes, like, but when I do see them that way, they're kind of like they look to me like a silhouette of light, either beside you, around you, kind of floating sometimes. And then when I need to look more carefully, they'll usually show me an image like in my mind's eye. So, sort of like how you would see in a dream or in a memory, how you see it in your head, that's how I would see them. Um, I also sometimes have a sense of smell, like a fragrance that comes. Taste is sometimes used, but it's mostly the feeling and the hearing, the seeing. The knowing, I think, comes in there as well. But yeah, that's sort of how it works. So it's like a combination of all of those ways of connecting. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, Leanne, I want to plan. I do have some dates booked in January in Crescent Beach at Love of Avery Kind. And I just need to put the details together, but I do have some dates already booked. So I will advertise those soon. All right. Um, you're welcome. What feelings would one feel if a loved one's spirit was looking over them? Well, there are some common things, but I think it is a little bit unique and different for most people. Like it depends on the person. But some common signs of when like your loved one is communicating or making like a connection or just in your presence and um the tingles that someone was talking about is really really common. The other thing is a physical presence. Sometimes you can just be aware of a proximity of someone close to you even though you look around and there's nobody physically there. Sometimes you can feel that, like, oh, you feel like someone's behind you or beside you. The other thing that's common is like a temperature change. So you might be feeling like all of a sudden, lots of people get like chills, they get cold. I don't often get that with spirit. I actually get the opposite. I get like warm. So I get like overheated and it's out of the blue and it's for no reason, like no other reason. It's not like all of a sudden, you're you like if you're getting cold, it's not like all of a sudden you walk through and there's a fan blowing on you. It's like for no other apparent reason. Um, you might be going along, doing your thing, living your life, and then just have this like thought of your loved one pop into your mind, into your awareness. And it's like an image of them, or you just might be reminded of them. Sometimes you might even just hear their words, like a saying that they would always say. My grandma in spirit came through recently in a demonstration that I was doing. One of my students was reading, standing up to do a link with spirit, and my grandma came through for me and said, "Let's get the show on the road," because like that's how she would talk when she was here. So anyway, stuff like that. So stuff like that, you might just have them have a saying like that pop into your mind. Synchronicities that you might notice, the repeating numbers, the signs that they offer. Um, you might just be filled with an emotion, out of nowhere, like it just washes over you. Stuff like that. Those would be some common ways. Yes, you just got the chills. Yeah. What about flashes, glimpses of something fleeting by you? Yeah, you might sometimes. I think like out of the corner of your eye, sometimes like fast movement can you can be aware of that, and that's that. Lots of times that is spirit turned on by itself. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Stuff like that happens often when we're talking about spirit or we're connecting with spirit. It happens to me anyway, quite a bit. After Kara's asking, after one-on-one readings you do, does the same spirit ever come back to connect with you? Oh, like after the fact. Um, like in my day-to-day life, kind of like later on that day. Not really, because I think I have pretty good boundaries in place for stuff like that. Not that I wouldn't want to, but it's just the amount of spirit that I'm connecting with daily and the amount of people that I'm working with. If I stayed open to that connection like indefinitely, I don't think it would be good for my mental health. I don't think it'd be good for me as a human. I don't think I would get much done. It would be pretty distracting. And there just has to be, I think, like a healthy balance there. So I'll think about them though often, like after the fact. And I guess in that case, if I'm thinking about them, yeah, they are probably like still connecting in some sense, but I don't purposely try to engage with them after the fact, um, usually, and I'm not really super open to that after the fact, just for the purpose of, like I said, keeping things healthy. But I did have an experience a while back where I read for someone in a group, and the person I was reading for was pretty angry, and some of the things that they were expressing about the loved one in spirit, I just felt like that spirit, I don't know, that spirit, like, I felt like I needed to apologize to her after, or kind of just have a chat with her afterwards to express how I was feeling about the interaction because it was really tough. And I get people are in different stages of grief, and everyone needs to be able to feel whatever they feel. But I just always take my um, like connection with spirit and my duty to them like very seriously. So I want to make sure that they're always feeling like they're also being heard and understood and honored. So in that case, I did engage with her after the fact because I really wanted to make sure that she knew like how I felt and just yeah. So in that case, I did. Hope that answers your question, Kara. Hi, Sarah. Happy holidays to you too. Anxiousness. Oh, yeah, I guess that can be a bit of an indication. Sometimes the feeling with spirit, like they have to use our nervous system. And so the way that they do that, sometimes it could feel a bit like anxiety, but it's them sometimes trying to come through. Karen asks, is it hard on them to come through? I don't think so. Not from what they've shared with me. It does require their energy, it does require focus. I think it requires a lot of them, but just in the same way that it would require of me and it would require of the person who's um, getting the reading. Like it's a three-way effort. But I don't think it's like terribly taxing for them. I'm sure that they enjoy it immensely. It would be hard on them to come through if they're working with a medium that they don't particularly jive well with. I think that would be frustrating for them. That's probably not the most joyful thing. Or if as the medium, if I'm not getting it, if I'm not understanding what they're trying to tell me, I bet you that's not super fun. But it's worth it. Is it hard on me? No. It's like a wired feeling that I get from it. It's charges me up. It fills me up with love. I get to witness this love, which is amazing. The only thing that's difficult, and I'm not, when I say this, I sometimes feel bad because I don't want it to appear that I'm criticizing human people. But the only thing that is taxing and hard on me is the humans when there's resistance. Like when people are almost like actively trying to argue, even though they're saying, yes, that's correct. Yes, yep, yep, yep. All of it makes sense. But then they're still trying to argue why they don't think it's their loved one or they don't think it's legit. I find that to be very, very draining, and that is tiring. When did I know? Like, I know it's been there forever, but I didn't actually fully know and trust and believe that that's what it was until, well, it's kind of twofold. I had a near death experience, or like a very spiritually transformative experience when I was 23. And I did almost die. I don't have memories of going to the light or anything like that, but I literally did almost die. And that changed my life. And then after my daughter was born, years later, there was just a series of very like traumatic things that happened one after the other, like life events. And it sort of made me question everything. And I really was seeking and searching. And so I went to a meditation night, which was actually like a psychic development circle. And I meditated in a group for the first time, never done that before. And I had a beautiful experience with spirit, amazing healing. And I talked to the lady, the medium that was running the circle, and she said, you should just keep coming back. And so I did. And I went every week. I did the meditations. I did the meditations at home, even on my own. And we do little exercises at the end of each class. And I started to recognize that I was telling people things like in this class that were true. And like I was getting the feedback and recognizing that, oh, wait a minute, like I am connecting, like I'm onto something. So I kept going back and kept proving it to myself time and time again. And then after a certain amount of time, it just organically started to grow from there. Like people were asking me to read for them outside of class, and it just sort of developed from there. But yeah, I would say it's probably when I was like 31ish, and now I'm 43, almost 44. So it's been a while, but it wasn't until I was an adult. It wasn't until I was ready, I think, to take all of it on. And as soon as I was ready, it was like boom, everything happened very, very quickly. How soon after a loved one dies would you feel their presence or go through you? Um, from the spirit's perspective, like what I've noticed is they're usually able to connect and communicate right away. It's us, like as the humans, we do need time to process their passing, to experience our grief to some extent. Um, and sometimes that doesn't happen immediately. So I don't want anyone to panic if they don't feel their loved ones immediately after they pass. Um, I don't recommend people getting a reading until at least they've had a few months since the person's passing, for the most part. Everyone's different. But if it's been someone, um, if it's someone that is, um, it's been a shock or it's an unexpected passing, um, depending on the level of trauma involved and things like that, I do recommend taking some time before you would attempt to get a reading. Um, but yeah, they're able to communicate right away. Usually, yeah, usually like there is no sort of waiting period, and I think that's a myth. I think that people have perpetuated that myth, but um, again, it is unique to each spirit. I did a group one time, and I was talking about this grandma, and she was coming through, and everyone was shocked because she had passed that morning, and she was coming through like that evening in the group. And then it was funny because I said, oh, she's going to use like the lights, she's going to flicker the lights or whatever as a sign. And then as we're talking about her, there was a lamp in the living room that we're sitting in. I think it was on and it just turned off, or it was off and it just turned on by itself. I can't remember, it was years ago, but it was like in real time her bringing that sign through. So it took her no time. But when you think about it, she had lived a very long life. She was like really elderly, like I want to say like 90s or 100 or something when she passed. They were all aware that she was passing. Everyone had said everything they needed to say. So there was absolutely no, not that it wasn't sad. It was definitely still very sad. And of course, there's still grief, but it's not the same as if something that was unexpected, maybe like a young person, and it, a trauma like that is very different. So, yeah, no worries. Merry Christmas, Linda, to you and your family. All right. Oh, okay. Bam Bam. I sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, but it's like a combination of all of those things. So I do hear them, see them, feel them. I feel their emotion that they bring through, their personality, feel like that, their energy, but then also they give me physical sensations in my body. So for instance, if somebody passed from like a heart attack, I would feel that in my own heart for a second. Or if somebody passed from lung cancer, it feels a certain way in my physical body. So then I know what to talk about. Oh, thanks, Trudy. That's so kind. Um, oh, and I was gonna actually ask you. I'll send you a message to see if you were able to book. Um, when I do these lives, do I ever have anyone's loved ones trying to get through of those watching? It's interesting because my relationship with spirit is such a respectful one. It's like such a solid partnership, friendship. So they're never bombarding me, they're never pushing me. It's always like they know the routine. When I decide that I'm open and then I'm going to start working, they're coming through. And then when I'm done and I say thank you, then I'm done. So it's never a feeling of like that. I mean, honestly, obviously I still feel everyone's energy and I know the desire is there. Like anytime I do any kind of live, I know people are like, yeah, 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 she's just babbling. When is she going to do some readings? Like I can feel that sometimes. But spirit, no, they're very like we have such a good trust and such a good working relationship that they are there when that I when I ask and when I'm ready. And then when we're doing something else, like when I'm teaching, it's a different energy. Or when I'm answering like these kind of questions, it's a bit of a different energy than it is when I'm like working. So they're very aware of the different energies and the different purposes for me, to be sharing. So nah, not usually. I don't usually feel that. Pets do show up. Yeah, fairly often. Um, and it's so interesting because they have so much to share. Like they have so much wisdom. And because they're pure love, unconditional love, it's very simple and easy for them to come through. I find people get a lot out of hearing from them. Yeah, definitely. They're good communicators. Good. All right. Well, these are good questions. Thanks. I appreciate all of your curiosity. So let's try an intuitive exercise if you're up for it. This is one where we're going to use one of those senses that I was talking about. The clair senses is what we call them. So clair audience, the ability to hear something psychically. So if you're a student of mine, there's a few students that are watching. I'm sorry about the connection. I don't know if my Wi-Fi is not great or something, but it keeps kind of I don't know, it keeps kind of buffering. So hopefully you guys are able to hear and see and it's not frozen. Yeah, Sabrina, you have such an amazing little team of fur babies, that's for sure. Oh, Merry Christmas, Sabrina. Oh, good. Thanks, Natalie. I'm glad. Good. So, okay, so clairaudience. So, ability to hear. So, I want you guys to take a deep breath, tune in, and it's just setting the intention that you're going to hear something. If you're a student of mine, you might have already done this, you might already know this about me, but for everyone else, you might not. So, I want you to hear or become aware of my favorite Christmas song. And I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to change your mind back and forth. Just go with what you receive right away. And then just pop it in the comments. You're in Maui, Sarah. Oh my gosh. Enjoy. I hope you're having the best time. Somebody said White Christmas. That is a favorite, but I wouldn't say the favorite. White Christmas, Noel. No. So far, no one's got it. Deck the halls. Baby, it's cold outside. Silent Night. Cat Silent Night is like up there. I would say that's like one of my top ones. Jingle Bell Rock. Wish you Merry Christmas. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. No, I think that might be my daughter's favorite though. She does think that one's just hilarious. Let Us Know. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Winter Wonderland. So those of you that got Silent Night is up there, but it isn't the favorite. And it's one that there's like a lot of people have covered over the years. The Gift. Oh, I haven't heard that one. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for posting the link. Sorry, I just saw something come in. Winter Wonderland. I mean, to be honest, I love all Christmas music. Like I could listen to it day and night. Marshmallow World. No. Oh, Holy Night. Yes, Trudy, you got it. You got it. Oh, Holy Night. I love that one so much. I think it's so beautiful. But yeah, those are all good. So Trudy, how did you receive it? Did you hear it sort of playing in your mind? That's great. Well done. Oh, I haven't heard it, Kim. I'm gonna have to listen. The first Noel, that's very beautiful too. I love that. Oh, no way. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. You start to sing the song. Yeah, that's exactly how it comes through for me too. That's wonderful. Well done. Awesome. Okay, so tell me then, for those of you that are wanting to try a little bit of your try out your intuitive skills, is there something that holds you back? Like if I'm saying, "Oh, let's tune in and try this or try that," what is the sort of number one thing that stops you from trying? I think I know, but I'm just curious what you guys think about that. Oh, he sings it with Megan Trainor. Okay, I'll definitely check it out. Self-doubt. Yeah. Thinking it's your imagination, being wrong. Yeah, all of those things. Fear it won't work. For sure. It's so interesting because the imagination the intuition and imagination come from the same place. And so it's very true that sometimes we do feel like, oh, I'm just making this up. Like it's just like we don't understand how this could possibly be real or how it could be true. Like it feels like that. Um, what I would say is that if you have the courage to just offer whatever you're getting, right or wrong, if you take the pressure out of it for yourself, you'll find you're right more often. So the minute I say, like, oh, okay, I got to get this right, or I put that pressure on myself, the chances of it being correct are so much like smaller. So it's just about relaxing and letting yourself be okay with whether it's right or wrong. It's possible we can misinterpret information. So just to know that, but second guessing first initial feeling, trying to determine it's my logical brain or information. Yes, so normal, so normal. We all do it. But just trying to if you're trying to determine if it's your logical mind or your imagination or your intuition in the moment means you're not really in the right headspace to do it, because the minute we're starting to analyze and think, we're out of it. So you almost have to just take a deep breath and surrender and just go, like just go with what you're receiving. And the more you do it, of course, the better it gets. The reason I think class and development circles, and I'm not trying to sell anyone on anything here, just saying the reason I think that's so helpful is because you have a regular opportunity to practice and receive immediate feedback. It's pretty hard to be psychic or to be mediumistic and do it on your own because who's going to tell you if you're right or wrong? Like you know what I mean? Like you're already doubting yourself and then you're trying to tune in, but then there's no feedback. So being in a class, I think, is excellent for that, among other reasons. Yeah, when it comes in quick and strong. Oftentimes, too, it's like neutral. When something is intuitive, it's not crazy dramatic usually. It's like a very neutral, like, is what it is. Um, when it's more like fear based or anxiety or ego, it's often dramatic and like kind of like frenzied. So, Kat, I think that might be a good one for you too. Yeah, to do, to sort of realize. Also, Kat, if you can kind of do it on a regular basis, like give yourself opportunities to try it and to get feedback, then I think you'll start to see, you'll feel the difference. You'll start to know the difference. Ah, thanks, Natalie. That's so kind. Kayla, thank you so much. I was thinking about you. Hope you guys are doing good. Oh, good. Thanks, you guys. You're so sweet. Self-doubt, fear it won't work. Yes. Someone was saying something about like feeling embarrassed if it's wrong, or just thinking like you're just crazy. Yeah, I think nobody likes. Yes, definitely ask your guides for help, and they will. Um, the embarrassment thing is, I mean, it's true. Nobody wants to like be wrong, and it takes a lot of courage to like just try. So one thing I can say, if you've been like a perfectionist person for a while, like for me, that's something I've had to work through. I'm still working through it. But mediumship will humble you because you can never be right 100% of the time. It's just not really the way that it works. Not really possible. It's still human. And so I've gotten really used to like if I interpret something wrong, if I don't get it right away, if I get something wrong, uh I'm now able to be like, okay, let me go and reinterpret this. Let me look at this a different way. It doesn't stop me in my tracks and kind of crush me the way that it would have years ago. So I do think mediumship like development has given me a lot of that grit and kind of resilience to be like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Like I was wrong. I didn't die. Let's keep going. So I think it's normal to worry about that, but we all go through it. Hi Joyce, how are you? Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing great. Miss you too. We should catch up soon. All right. Good. Well, I'm trying to think. What are we? Wednesday. So Tuesday I'll be live again at 11 o'clock. But that will be Boxing Day. I'll see how I'm feeling on Boxing Day, but I would love to do a little on that live, invite people to come on and do some readings for you, some mediumship and whatever else. So if you're around, I'd love to see you. It has a lot to do with a person's own self-esteem for sure. Working on my mental health, self-worth, and I feel once I have my head straight, I'll be able to fully let this go. Yeah, I mean, it's so psychological. I tell my students, especially in my mentorship programs, like so much of this stuff is so psychological, and it does have to do with your own sense of being strong and being sort of like good with who you are. Because when you are, then the fear of being wrong isn't as intense. It's kind of like, you accept and love yourself regardless. Like it's not the end of the world, right? So we become a little bit more accepting of ourselves. And there's a freedom in that. So I do think it's important, yeah, to work on that, no matter who you are, but especially if you are going to sort of want to develop. Oh, thank you. House of Gloss. She's on Instagram for anyone who's local. Leah, she's amazing. I love her. Okay. All right. Oh, Tiffany, I saw a message from you and I couldn't reply at the time, and then I forgot. So I see you there. I'm gonna text you as soon as I'm done here. Good. Okay. Well, I will leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for your questions. I love to be able to chat with you this way. And do go to the Facebook or the Instagram page to enter if you want to enter for the free one-on-one reading. You just have to share the post and I don't know, comment and whatever. And like I said, if you've already booked one and paid for one, I'll refund you if you win. So that's no problem. But I wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope that it's peaceful and lovely. If you're in the thick of grieving or you're in the thick of something difficult, I just want to say you're not alone. My heart is with you. We'll get through it. Do talk to your loved ones in spirit. Okay? Do talk to them. They hear you. They love you. I'm sending you tons of love. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. Lots of events and stuff coming up, lots of classes. I am putting together a Spirit Guides course, and I'm really excited I'll be launching that soon. Share the link for which one? I don't have the link on me for the Facebook or the Instagram, but if you go to Melissa White Medium on Instagram, you'll find me. And then on Facebook, it's Psychic Medium Melissa White. I might come to the island. We'll see. I've been asked a few times. I might. It might be good. I could kind of do a little getaway, and also do some work. So that would be great. Merry Christmas, Kim. I'll see you on the 30th too for the Enchanted Soul membership. That's also open, I should say. If you like getting the Oracle card readings when I do them on these lives and on my pages, the Enchanted Soul membership, you get a 3-card reading done by video or voice memo every month, straight directly to you. And then you get invited to a group session every month that's private, just for the group members. And we'll be doing some educational stuff, but also some readings. Like I'll be doing some mediumship readings and stuff, and past life readings and all that. So, oh, yeah, no, it's just a post, Christine, just a post on the Facebook page and the Instagram page. So you just comment there for the free reading. Yeah, so it's called the Enchanted Soul membership. It's on my website and it's in my link tree on my Instagram if you want to check it out. And I can put the links for that in here too after the fact. All right, so sending you tons of love. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, and we'll talk soon.